Hello YouTubers and my subscribers. Special hello to my subscribers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it and it means a lot to me. I believe I'm up to 7 subscribers now. Awesome. Hoping someday for double digits. That would be cool too. Up for today's video are 2 unassuming boxes, both of which have handles and rubber feet. I acquired both of these items from my longtime friend and fellow ham radio operator. He also serves on the local volunteer fire department with me. I'm a fireman, and he is the communications officer for the department and the county 911 system. A little bit of background on him. He worked for AT&T, Illinois Bell, Avantek, and then AT&T again. So he worked from a young age until retirement for the telephone company here in Carroll, Illinois, for Alexander County, pretty much. And he was the radio technician to meet their FCC requirements. He's a general radio operator licensee with radar, as well as being a ham radio licensee. I also seem to think that he told me later on in his career he was also, maintaining the switches that actually route the calls, as well as the microwave radios. Over the years, he's given me these pieces of equipment here. I believe they all came from the telephone company. They are all extremely obsolete. I believe they are things that would have normally just gone to the scrapyard and been shredded. And he elected to take them home and save them. Well, as the years went on, he realized he didn't have any use for them, and I believe these 2 items he had 2 of. So he still has working copies of these. He said that this one has no real use, and you'll find out why. This one has a use, but you can't really use it. So they're just kind of cool conversation pieces. This one I'm probably going to reuse the parts in later projects, and use the case for like a fox hunt transmitter. Because if you can see, if I can get the lighting right, there's a nice O-ring seal and very nice latches. So drill a small hole, screw on an NMO mount antenna, put the radio and controller inside, make a nice fox hunt transmitter. This one I'm probably just going to leave sitting around as is. I'm not going to take it apart and show you. We'll look inside the blue one in this video. Since this one still kind of has a use and you can still kind of use it, I don't want to tear it apart yet, but you will get to see inside the cover. Alright, on to the first thing. So we get a little tighter shot on that. Probably never going to get a good shot of this, so please forgive me for all of this. I'll just run through it then. See a Avantek RF test translator. Appears to be model number 310006-356-1. Transmission I guess that's its model number. Transmission frequency 50 megahertz. Serial number 651. Revision L. It has a whole bunch of test stamps all over it. Now the first thing I thought when I got this piece of equipment, camera's gonna be a problem. First thing I thought when I got this piece of equipment was, well, at least I'll get me some good panel mount in connectors out of it. And there's also a 5-volt input there. And it says, I'll go into the connectors more in detail here in a minute, but to give you an idea of what's going on here, the diagram, there's a crystal oscillator plus or minus 5 kilohertz. It says delta F will change in frequency to a balanced mixer. And out of the balanced mixer is frequency in plus or minus delta F. Change in frequency. That's frequency in. I'm guessing the circle with an arrow is a circulator. It says jumper or attenuator here. This is RF output calibrated loss minus 28 dB. So I'm guessing a jumper or attenuator would go there. RF input output. RF output. He said this was for looping the RF side of the microwave radio through. So I'm guessing you'd have from the microwave rack to the microwave rack to test equipment, test antenna, something like that. Don't really know. This is, like I said, an RF test translator. So yeah, maybe you loop the microwave radio and then it mixes the crystal oscillator down so that somehow you can get a usable signal that you can look at on lower frequency test equipment. I thought when I got this, oh goody, I'm going to have some new good bulkhead mount in connectors. Well, I removed the 4 screws previously so we can see the inside. Get my light back. You can see why I won't be salvaging these, because it's 100% rigid hardline. That appears to be a jumper of some kind. Some sort of feed-through dummy load. Offset oscillator assembly. 320-006-360-1 revision E. Serial 745 ECO 24203 S47 acceptance plus 5 volt input J1. There's no other connectors, just J1 and plus 5 volt power input. Of course, gets its plus 5 volt from the panel mount jack. This middle piece here is the mixer assembly. Type acceptance, numbers, all that good stuff. J1, which comes from the oscillator. J2, which comes from the panel mount connector marked RF output, J3, which goes here and through what appears to be some sort of feed-through load to the port marked receive RX. I'm assuming that is the circulator, because it is not marked like the rest of them that say clearly what it is. So I'm guessing that's the circulator. Makes sense since most circulators I've seen have some sort of load on one side. Smart TX, which goes to the jumper or attenuator connector, and this minus 20 dBm out for plus 30 dBm in approximate RF input. That's 13 dBm max input. Pretty nice piece of kit. Extremely well built. I love high frequency or microwave RF circuits like this. They're absolutely exquisite. They're just beautiful to look at. Now, I may reuse the box and put something else in it. Maybe just go ahead and do it something like that. This piece, however, will stay intact until I am absolutely sure what I'm going to do with each of its components, or at least one of them. That will stay as an assembled unit, probably just to look at for a while. Okay. Moving along. We will go with this piece of equipment. Of course, I got it upside down. This is a 23D transmission measuring set J94023A modified to J94023D Western Electric. I guess that's input impedance select. Add dBm. Connections marked STR. I'm guessing that's tip ring start. Then measure 310, 309, 310, 310, 309, 240. I don't know what all that means. Of course, a big dBm, -6 to 0 meter. Not too sure how to take it apart, or I'd whip it apart real quick so you can look at it. That might be for another video. This one's almost 15 minutes already, so here's a look at some good old Western Electric equipment. Gotta love it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more, as I will just keep on filming as I run across cool old stuff like this. next up will probably be this video messaging console. So I get it hooked up to demonstrate it. That's a pretty cool device. Hope you have a good day.